Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. Going to read through the full article here. There's a link in the description. We're going to watch a couple of videos as well. I'll let you know. I've not actually read the article yet, so we'll find out what happens together. I mean, it's a pretty disturbing picture there. It's a pretty disturbing headline, so trigger warnings. Woman killed after stabbing San Diego police officer in the chest during an eviction notice. So we can kind of see here 2, 3, 4 police officers on the floor, or one falling on the floor, a couple of others standing by. A big effing knife, I think that's the technical term for that knife. And it looks like there's blood on the knife. Let's have a look. San Diego, California, at 12:38 p.m. on the 3rd of March 2022. The San Diego Police Department received a request for urgent cover from the San Diego Sheriff's Department at a residence in the 400 block of West Beach Street. Deputies from the Court Services Unit had gone to a resident at that location to serve civil process paperwork on a female resident. When they contacted the woman, she was uncooperative and was holding a knife. The woman eventually closed the door and the deputies requested assistance. Whilst the deputies were waiting for additional resources, an employee in the building told them the same woman threatened a maintenance worker with a knife the previous day. So she's a lunatic with a knife. The deputies attempted to communicate with the woman for approximately 45 minutes, but were unable to gain her cooperation. When the appropriate resources were gathered, a plan was developed, and the front door was opened to contact the woman. During that contact, a San Diego police canine handler was stabbed in the chest with a large chef's knife by the woman, prompting an officer-involved shooting. I have no issue with that personally. The woman was struck at least once by the gunfire and she died at the scene. To reiterate, I have no issue with that. If you go around stabbing people, okay, you get shot, you know. I have no issue with that. Investigators from the San Diego Police Department's homicide unit were called to the scene to investigate the incident. The woman involved in the incident has been identified as 47-year-old Yan Lee of San Diego. The San Diego police officer who was stabbed in the chest has fortunately been treated and released from UCSD Medical Center. So that's a relief. That's a relief. So there's 2 videos here, and then there's a link to a third on YouTube, which seems to be the full details, the full video for more than 10 minutes. So I'm not going to play through that one. That seems a little long. So we'll play these shorter ones. So before I do, again, I'm just going to reiterate the trigger warning. And we're going to look through this because this is a dramatic incident, criminal incident, which occurred in San Diego. A police officer was stabbed in the chest during an eviction from this woman who was subsequently shot. And we need to have an awareness of how crazy your next door neighbors can be. You know, the person at the end of the street. You know, when you have a little argument with that person, male or female, because they're parking in the wrong place or they've put trash in the wrong bin or whatever it is, and you have a little discussion with them, this is the kind of thing that can and does happen. Some people will respond with violence. So we need to have an awareness of that. And we need to have an awareness of the police's response, which, you know, some people really need to know this, but I mean, they're going to shoot back. If you attack them, they're going to shoot and they will kill you. When the police officers shoot, they shoot to kill. They shoot to end a situation. And wounding someone does not necessarily end a situation. Wounding someone does not take away the risk. Killing someone does. So when they shoot, I believe it's protocol. I could be wrong in that in some regards. I'm sure it may vary from state to state. But my understanding is in America, most states, if they are going to deploy their weapon, it is for the sole purpose of stopping the assailant. And wounding the assailant is not considered stopping the assailant, which ultimately leaves killing the assailant as being the method to stop the assailant. But let's have a look at this first video. Again, I've not watched these yet.
I will shoot you. I'm not afraid. Do you understand that? I'm not coming. Okay, I will shoot you. You understand? Put the knife down. Put the knife down. Put the knife down. How did you get into my building? I walked in. Put down the knife right now. Put down the knife right now. Ma'am, you will be shot. Do you understand that? Put down the gun or you will be shot. Drop the knife. Drop the knife. Ma'am, drop the knife. You will be shot. Do you understand that? Ma'am, shh, drop the knife. Don't. Just drop the knife. Drop the knife, please. Don't make me do this. Drop the knife now. I am not a fake police officer. Drop the knife. Drop the...
Yeah, I mean, I'll give a couple of comments there. You may not be interested, but I mean, number one, fucking hell, that voice, Jesus Christ. No wonder the cops shot her, just to shut her up, I would imagine. But it's this rage. I'm gonna say fake rage. I think a lot of people allow themselves to express rage and outrage, and a lot of the times it's not real, but at the same time I think we can be overcome by the emotion that we're expressing. When we express rage or extreme anger and outrage, we can slip into that mode. I've been guilty of this myself, perhaps. You just slip into it and you kind of run with it, and you just go on this tangent which is just, or can be, absurd. You know, this woman is throwing her paperwork. How does that help the situation? She's not putting the knife down. She's calling the police officer, who's clearly a police officer, not a police officer. She's saying you're a fake police officer, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Maybe she's a complete fucking lunatic. Maybe she's a lunatic, or was a lunatic, or maybe she's just not a very nice person. And, you know, she wanted things to work in her favor. She wanted things done her way. She was that entitled. She thinks she can boss around a police officer. Not going to happen, love. Not going to happen. Whoa, holy shit, that was mad, man. I'm gonna play that again. Shit, man. That's shocking. Surprised how many police officers there are. Perhaps I shouldn't be that surprised. There are a lot of police officers, but of course, naturally, correctly, I guess, they all back off when she comes running at them with a large chef's knife. They back off. I mean, what else are they going to do? Well, they do have weaponry there. I am surprised she was able to get past so many police officers there when they've got weaponry. I don't know what kind of gun that is. Is that a real gun? I mean, or is that kind of some kind of pepper bullet gun? If it is, then the purpose would be to intimidate her and not kill her. But she was insistent on being shot multiple times, or at least once. And I could hear, sounded like 7, 8, possibly more gunshots, presumably from various people. So they kind of did well not to hit themselves, really. I think that's a fair point. And I think it's the K9 handler whose face is blurred out. I think it's him that got stabbed. Couldn't really make it out watching the video. Yeah, must have been just about. Yeah, it was him inside the apartment. And she's gone. I don't know. That's very, very dramatic. But I feel zero sympathy for the woman concerned. I don't know if she has or had mental illness, but she was acting like a crazed lunatic. The police had absolutely no other choice than to do what they did. She literally stabbed one of the police officers. Thankfully, the police officer is okay. Fortunately, the police officer has been treated and released from the medical center, so that's good. So I don't really know what to say here. I mean, again, like I've said, maybe this is a silly point, but this woman could have been your next door neighbor. She could be the lady down the street that gives you a hard time, parks in the wrong place, and you go and ask her not to do that anymore. Maybe a cat pees in the shoes that you leave outside your house, and you complain, and then this is the kind of thing that can happen. Maybe I'm being ridiculous, but I'm not really. Some people are lunatics. Some people are lunatics a lot of the time. Some people are lunatics at certain moments in their life. And we all have access to chef knives. We all have access, unless you're in the UK, we all have access to potential weapons. Doesn't have to be a gun. Doesn't have to be an AK. And look, you have however many police officers you have here. I don't mean this in a facetious way, but you have however many officers that you have, 10, is it? 8 at least. And still one of them manages to get stabbed. I'm not saying that as a criticism. I'm just like as a representation of how volatile and dangerous these situations are. So many of them with weapons, and yet still one gets stabbed, and that could have killed him. That could have been fatal. The other guy on the ground seems to be injured, but according to the article, we presume not seriously in any way. But he seems hurt. Maybe he's worried he got stabbed. I'm not sure. But he seems unable to stand up. But there we go. There's that video. It is shocking. If you do like this kind of content, this kind of topic, then do encourage me to carry on making videos. Give me a like, comment, subscribe. Share the video would be wonderful. And I will be, what will I be doing? I will be doing live streams at some point, or I may be doing live streams at some point. If you feel that's of interest do leave a comment. And yeah, we'll see how we go. But thank you for your time. Thank you for listening.